Hey everybody, welcome. First off, what the heck is this video? Well, I had kind of felt like maybe something was missing from my channel, and here's why. I do a lot of very focused videos. When I say it's a hit or miss on this product, that's what I'm talking about. I'm pretty focused on the thing at hand, and I like that because I think people looking for specific information, they should get what they're coming for, right? So I like that about my channel, but I've been wanting just more freedom, a little bit more like just chat about anything type of situation. And I do think my Get Ready With Me videos definitely offer that, and I'm not abandoning that concept by any means, but I kind of just wanted something even looser than that, just like talking, me to you. And I had brought up on Twitter like the thought of maybe incorporating vlogs or just random topic videos, and I really think ultimately I want to keep that on my vlog channel, just because if you're interested enough in something like that, you'll go ahead and subscribe to that channel, and I don't want anything to really take away from beauty related content here. And so the idea that I kind of settled on was doing this sort of beauty chat type video where we're talking about beauty stuff, talking about other stuff, but just something casual that you could pull up and you could watch while you're cleaning the house or working out or doing whatever you do. It's almost like a little podcast, but a video style, It will probably remind you a lot of the way Beauty Broadcast Live was if you tuned in during those days, but I generally shoot my videos and do this stuff so early in the morning. I was thinking it might be unlikely that I would catch a lot of people live at that time. So I thought, at least for now, maybe until my schedule changes up any, I would just shoot it like a regular recorded video. Little life update from me. I mean, my life is all about right now making things work with 2 kids and just juggling all of the different little things, the many things that you don't really think of before you have them. It's like they both need to be fed, but how do you actually do it all at the same time? That seems to be my biggest hurdle right now. Is like I start preparing lunch for Belle and I think I've got Eve down napping, and then inevitably she like wakes up while I'm in the middle of doing something, and it's just getting into that rhythm that I can count on. I can't really count on anything yet. Eve is 2 months old, Belle is around 2.5 years old, and it's just, there's not a lot of predictability right now. Here's a funny thing. I feel like I went into having Eve thinking, I don't need to buy any baby stuff. Okay, I've got all the clothes from Belle, I've got all the equipment, all the things that I used. Like, I do not need to go purchase anything else, new for this child. But there's a whole new thing happening here, and it's called the need for convenience. And I feel like just not the fact that I absolutely needed this stuff like to exist and for everybody to survive here, but just to make life easier when you've got 2 kids, then yeah, you do need different things. For example, I got a Mamaroo because I wanted something where, when I absolutely needed to sit Eve down and I had to be doing something with Belle, something that could keep her a little bit more content. That's one example of something we got. But it's just hilarious because you get it in your head, I don't need any more baby stuff, but having 2 just kind of causes a new school of thought with the things that you need or think you need anyway. I have a big spring cleaning planned throughout the house. I am looking around constantly and seeing stuff that I haven't used or picked up for the longest time, and I'm thinking, why is that there? I see stuff in the living room, I see stuff in the kitchen, I'm thinking, why are you still sitting there? Well, you're still sitting there because I haven't taken the time to go through and just do a big purge of so much stuff. And I'm not even talking makeup. I mean, let's not even get started on this room because I got a lot of stuff to get rid of in here. But it's like I need to do a whole house purge, and it's kind of like getting into spring, although it is snowing outside right now. We're gonna call this spring cleaning, and that needs to start like this weekend. I'm shooting this on a Saturday morning. Also, we have planned a little beach vacation that I am so looking forward to, and that's going to be coming up in June. We're going to be going down to Destin, Florida, and I can't freaking wait. A lot of times we might have like a little getaway here or there, but that's been extremely minimal ever since having kids whatsoever. So we're having a trip, we're all going, and my mom and dad are going as well, and so that's going to be fun, but it's also going to provide a little bit of childcare too on the spot, on the scene. I cannot wait for this. I think it's going to be so great. But in these kinds of videos, I'm looking down at my phone because like I take notes on things that come to mind, like as I'm nursing or as I'm doing whatever, and I just jot it down in here. So this little list that I'm looking at is sort of a culmination of ideas that I've just had throughout the week that this has been on my brain. But I thought I'd answer some random questions that I'd been seeing somewhat repeatedly in social media and on my videos, talk about a few hot topics. It's not The View, but you know, and then chat about some new products and also some old products, and just sort of, you know, make this an all-around, like, it's practically like a beauty talk show. Some random questions. Here's something I see a lot. I see people asking me about videos that I've already done. For example, I've seen so many requests to review the new Wet n Wild foundation. Well, I did that already, you know, I already reviewed that product, and I have no problem telling people who ask that I've done that and directing them to the link, and thank you so much for being interested or even concerned with my opinion on it. Thank you. Not getting on anybody here, but what I think is happening is that YouTube, with their craziness, you know, people are getting unsubscribed to my channel. I am hearing about that left and right. And then in addition to that, they're missing videos, obviously. So just like getting asked to talk about and review stuff that I've already done is a real indication to me that you're missing some of the stuff that I'm doing. So I would say make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and also if you're really serious about it, sign up for the notifications. Like click that little bell, because that will actually, you know, let you know, hopefully, for sure, when a video is up. But also follow me on social media, because I will always tweet, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, whenever there is something new posted. So I try to keep you informed there. But it just kind of stinks, I think, the way YouTube is rolling right now, and I hope they get their kinks worked out. I really do. But yeah, if there's a channel you're interested in, you may just have to take it upon yourself to check out that channel periodically, see what they've done lately, make sure you got the notifications turned on and all that business. Lots of questions about skincare, and it has been admittedly a little all over the place. I did talk about kind of morning skincare type stuff in my video on the hydrated, fresh foundation routine. That was really a lot about the morning skincare that's happening under the makeup. So like that Bobbi Brown eye cream, the It Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream moisturizer, my Kiehl's with the SPF 30, that all played into the morning stuff. And that has been what I've been doing underneath a lot of makeup that I wear. But the nighttime stuff, I'm kind of settling into some different things. Here's what I'm trying to start wearing consistently. And I say trying because there's a lot of new stuff that kind of floats in, and it's like, hey, try this new thing. But the Sunday Riley Good Jeans, this stuff I have heard great things about, and it says corrective, brightening, refining, plumping. Brightens, exfoliates, plumps lines, evens hyperpigmentation, increases circulation for instant radiance. So that's something you're supposed to apply as a serum onto clean, dry skin. And then over that, I've been using this Juno oil. How gorgeous is this little thingamajig here? And this says hydroactive cellular face oil, gives obsession worthy radiance and anti-aging benefits with antioxidant rich superfood oils. So that has kind of been the night routine. And then I have this is from Rodan and Fields, the Redefine multifunction eye cream. I have a friend who sells this, and I had actually gotten and been using the whatchamacallit. I'm blanking on it, but it's the system for like evening out skin tone and all that. And I found that for so much of the time I've had that stuff on my hands, I have been nursing or pregnant, and I haven't been able to take advantage of the retinol part of it, like the most potent part of it. And also these days I'm just not dealing with as much melasma, simply because my hormones aren't like causing it to be brought out in my face so much right now. But the eye cream, I am continuing to use that, and I did put an order in for their lash boosting stuff, and I thought that would be a really fun thing to experiment with. But I've only been using the Sunday Riley stuff consistently for a little while now, so I'll have to keep you updated on what that's doing for my skin, if I think those products are worth it, because they are kind of pricey. Haircut. I did get my haircut. It's not really styled up a whole lot right now. I just got like, I think, 1.5 inches taken off the bottom, and I can't believe it had grown that much really since the initial short chop. But I didn't quite want to go as short as I was before. I like it having just a little extra length there to work with. I can pull it back into the teeniest, tiniest ponytail still, and that just, I don't know, that gives me comfort. That's a good thing for me. Okay, a few hot topics. These are just things that pop into my mind that I find myself just thinking about on my own here. PR products sent to us beauty YouTubers. I get sent a lot of stuff, and it's amazing how that whole like landscape has changed since my early days on YouTube. Brands are definitely realizing that we are a really good way to get the word out on their products. And let me tell you, it's not just like they throw their stuff in a box and here, go try it. So many of these brands are putting a huge effort into presentation, and they're thinking, I'm sure, that they're controlling, you know, kind of the way that their product is getting shown, and they're giving those of us who make videos, you know, something to get excited about. We see this beautiful, like, grand box, all this stuff inside, and maybe some extra gifts as well, and it's like, it gets us excited. And I will fall into that trap as well, because, for example, the new Too Faced palette, this was packaged beautifully as it was sent in their PR materials. You had the new highlights, you had this, you had a little pop-up box that any toddler would go nuts for, you know? But here's my question. Does all of the extra sometimes detract from the actual products we're looking at, and looking at the item that is truly for sale for the public? Does sometimes all the extra frills take away from that? And I think they kind of do, because all that stuff, even before someone like me has ever reviewed the thing, tried it, swatched it out, we're already talking about it because, hey, this just came in and isn't it gorgeous kind of deal. And I think the frustration on the part of the consumer would be, hey, we don't even have access to all that stuff. You know, our Too Faced Natural Love palette isn't going to come in that giant box with the pop-up details and all this business. So, you know, why do we really care? We just want to know, is the product good? I'm thinking that's what you're thinking. And that's always in the back of my mind when I receive a wonderfully generous, beautiful PR thing. I know that the brands know this is business. You know, this is the way it works. They've figured it out. They know how to gain exposure. But I'm sometimes slow to talk about a lot of stuff like that until I've actually tried the product and I can give you some information on the product. That's why a lot of times, unless I'm absolutely completely enamored by just the look of everything and the way they've put it all together, I really try to hold off on talking about it until I've used it. And I've had some people tell me, like, show us more of the stuff that you just get in, like, in that way. And inevitably, a lot of that stuff finds its way into a video somehow, into a review, into a favorites, into a tutorial or something like that. But yeah, it's odd how it takes like actual willpower to sit back and say, I want to wait to share this product until I've used it some more, even though I know like the masses are probably sharing it already. The bottom line is everybody is not having access to all the wonderful huge packaging, all the extras. It's just the product, and does it actually work? Like, are we getting away from that a little too much? I think so sometimes. Still, I'm extremely grateful for what I do get sent, because when you get sent, let's say, the full line of lip products, as opposed to just having to go to the drugstore and scrounge up the ones that might still be available and uncompromised, you know, in the little display, it really makes a difference, because you can give such a much more informed and more complete review when you get sent all of these products. So I'm so grateful for the product. And also, another thing that you may not think about now is that it's harder for me to leave the house these days and just do a lot of makeup shopping. So when something, new line of products arrives at my doorstep without me even really asking for it, like, that's amazing. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just, in terms of the way we convey that information to our viewers, I think us beauty YouTubers and bloggers have an obligation to try stuff and give informed reviews before we're just like fainting over here at the beauty of the PR package. Here's another hot topic. Are we still excited about highlighters? How excited are you when you find a new highlight or a new highlight palette is coming out? Because I personally, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm sitting here getting on like a little soapbox rant type deal. That's not what this is, but I'm legitimately wondering from you guys, how excited are you about them? How different is one highlight from the next? I mean, some, yes, you can have a small range of tones, right? But it's not like eyeshadow palettes. Watch me here make the case for hoarding eyeshadow palettes. But it's like, you know, eyeshadows can come in every color of the rainbow, and conceivably, you know, you could wear those. But as far as highlights go, you're gonna have your champagne, maybe a gold, maybe a rose gold, maybe a pink. But really the effect on the skin, it's like once you find something that gives a nice shiny glow to your skin and your skin type, skin tone, you found something that works. How much more digging do we feel like we need to do for great highlights? But brands are just knocking them out like all over the place. And for me, I'm losing a little bit of the excitement over it, but I'm just curious if anybody else feels that way, just because how many highlights do we need? And on that note, I'm gonna mention a new highlight, one that I think is actually a little bit different, I guess, and I really do like it. It's the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, and it's the one they put out in the Prismatic Amethyst. Gorgeous, like slightly purpley tone packaging here, and it's just like a little bit of a pinky purpley highlight. And I've got this on my skin today. I've got it kind of on top of my cheekbone, on top of my blush. Put a little bit more on so maybe you can see a little bit more of an effect from it. But I never really thought I liked any kind of pinky type of highlight before. This maybe does have just a little more lilac than pink, but I really like the Shimmering Skin Perfector formula, and I find myself loving this. I think this is actually really, really beautiful, and it's looked pretty on top of all kinds of looks that I've done. So I guess what I'm getting at here is that if they can pull off something different, and like bring something new to the game that is really going to be interesting, then yeah, I'm into highlights. But if it's all the same kind of thing just over and over again, how much do we need? Here's my other topic. Scent in makeup. Scented makeup products. Talking about, like, I mean, Too Faced is doing this all over the place. They got their chocolate bar palettes. They've got all their peach stuff that is heavily, heavily scented like peach. Their new, like, peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and honey palette. You know, that stuff's scented too. But I'm not seeing any other brands really doing this. Do you like scent in products? Does this appeal to you? Does the fact that a product smells like something make you want to buy it? And really, I'm getting at like scented powders. That seems to be the thing. I mean, many brands will put out a lipstick with a light vanilla scent or something to it, but like palettes that actually smell like something. Does that appeal to you? Does that drive you to buy products? Does that just drive you to take an interest in products? It's just kind of funny to me that, as far as I know, Too Faced is really the only brand doing that. If you know of any other palettes that have a scent to them, let me know. I would think it would be fun to do like a massive like scented stuff video, but when it comes right down to it, I sit here, I'm thinking, what brand is putting out scented palettes? It's Too Faced, and they have done, I think, a pretty good job with it, because like those chocolate bar palettes, yeah, like I want to lick that stuff. That is so good. And the peach palette I thought smelled really good. The peach glosses, the peach oil lip glosses smelled amazing. Like they knocked my socks off. That was peach rings in a lip gloss. That's what that made me think of. But why are other brands not doing it? Is it really a lot to pull off, I think? Is it a big added expense? Wanted to do a little new product chat with you. This is going to be purely like haul mode here for a second. Hold on, I gotta check my time. Bub's got to get in the shower to get to an event this morning. I bought a bunch of new styles of Real Techniques sponges from Ulta, and so I just wanted to mention them here and kind of let you know this is what I'm going to be trying. They've got these Miracle Contour Wedges that look like this, 4 in a package, for crying out loud. So they got that, and then they say on the back whether to use it damp or dry. This says use damp or dry. I got this dual-ended expert sponge. Bub just texted me, registration is canceled, take your time. Thanks, Bub. This is the dual-ended expert sponge. It says use dry. What's that about? It's angled. It's shaped about like the regular Real Techniques sponge, but half of it is pink. I will be trying that thing out. They've got these 4 Miracle blotting cushions. These, as you can see, they're just thin little guys here. It says use dry. Multifunctional blotting cushions create smooth and mattified finish. Dab on foundation, smooth creases, or blot oily areas. So maybe that's like that, blotterazzi thing, which I did recently get that as well from Beauty Blender. And then they've got this Miracle Finish sponge. Again, it seems like they're following the shape that their Expert Face sponge or their orange sponge has, with that angle and then a tip. Although this is a little bit smaller and the texture of it seems a little more coarse or more porous. And this says use damp or dry. And it says for a natural looking airbrushed application of blush. I think that will be very interesting to use with my cream blushes. They've got the 4 Miracle Mini complexion sponges. I already have the small purple ones, but this was a set of 4, and they're not shaped exactly the same. The original one had a little cut here at the top, and these are just like straight up angled. Last but not least, I found this Bold Metals Collection Miracle Diamond Sponge. Look at that bad boy. But for crying out loud, this is a lot of new sponges. How am I even gonna get all these used? But I really will be trying them and let you know like what of those is kind of just a gimmick, unnecessary thing, or what is really worth it. Real Techniques, I think, puts out some fantastic products. I'm not saying they're trying to create gimmicks. Also in new product chat, I'm not sure exactly how brand new these are. I think they're new-ish, but the Marc Jacobs, they're called the Le Marc Liquid Lip Cream. Wow, do I love these. These are not like a standard liquid lipstick, okay? They're not like the total flat out dry down type thing, but they're obviously, you know, matte. They're not a glossy product, but I think they look absolutely flawless on the lips. You can get a little product off of there, okay? It's not like it will be completely free from transferring off, but it doesn't fade outside my lip line the entire day, and it wears surprisingly evenly. At least the shades that I've had experience with so far, which are Slow Burn, which is a little bit lighter color than this. I was wearing this in another recent video, so I will post a picture of me wearing that. That wore very evenly, and it could be the fact that that's kind of a mid-tone, sort of close to your lip color type shade, but then today I'm wearing Shush Blush. And this, how would we describe this? Kind of like a soft red. You know, it's not a fire engine red, but it's got a lot of red in it. And it feels so comfortable on. I can tell there's a little bit of moisture there, but it's not remotely to the point where I'm worried about it going outside the lips, and the evenness of the wear with these, I gotta say, you know, and that's, I think, because there is some moisture in it. It's not just flaking off in its own little layer on your lips. So these are pretty cool. I am very excited about those. I have some more shades in those. This is an example of a PR product that I was sent and I am enjoying. A little new thing that I don't think you even want to waste your time on is this Wet n Wild Perfect Pout Lip Palette. Yeah, I should have known better. I was picking up those cushions and the cushion color correctors at Walmart, and I saw this and I thought, let's just see. There are like maybe 3 colors in here that actually show up as something. Like, it's cute, but it really does look like kids play makeup, and that's basically what you're getting. Let's talk about this Natural Love palette for a second, shall we? I'm not to the point of reviewing it yet, just because, oh, there's still a film on the mirror. I didn't even realize there was a film on the mirror. Guys, this is one of the small joys in life. Love that. Love that feeling. You know what? At my meetup that I had at the Ulta in Chicago back in June, somebody brought me a palette with the film on just so I could take off the film. It was amazing. This is what we're looking at here with this palette. Lots of colors, and there's a bunch of them that are actually repeats from other palettes. Like, I think maybe a dozen or so are from old palettes. Shades like Heaven, Satin Sheets, Stiletto, Honey Pot. Are those names sounding familiar? They're giving you quite a few that came from old palettes, and you know, I don't really mind that so much because so many brands try to do this in a sneaky way. Even Too Faced sometimes, you know, they'll put out a holiday palette and it's like you got to go digging through your other stuff and see what shade was that really, and they just renamed it. I'm kind of glad they didn't just rename it and gave it the straight up name that it should have, you know, for the product that it is. But then you're getting newer stuff in here as well. It's a big neutral palette. It reminds me really of like a holiday release for its size, but so far I'm really enjoying the quality. This is the 3rd look that I've done so far with it. The first look I went very warm. I wasn't even really realizing or thinking of this as a warm eyeshadow palette, but there are certainly some warm shades happening down here. This Hot and Bothered color, that will take you to a straight up like orange place there. And then I did a little bit more pinky look. I used the Kittens color over here, you know, pinky lavender. And today I went for like cool kind of silvery smoky. This shade called Moonbeam is surprisingly, it's like a silver with a splash of gold in it. It's actually kind of a unique color. But my look today is a combo of that. I used some Stiletto, some of this shade called Smokin', and a little bit of Spoiled also for this eye look, which I like. It's not like an eye look that you couldn't get maybe out of some other palettes. So far, I really am liking this, and it's giving me a little bit more variety and a little more, there's more uniqueness to some of these shades than I would have realized at a glance with this, but I need to use it some more. This is a big palette. I don't like to review things just based on swatches because oftentimes things will apply differently to your eyes than the way they will even brush swatch or finger swatch on your hand. So keep that in mind. And now I would like to balance that new product chat with a little bit of old product chat. This palette from Stila, I busted this out the other day and I'm so glad I did. I love this. I hope they still make this. The Perfect Me, Perfect Hue palettes. This is the medium tan. I love what's happening in the medium tan color selection. Rose gold, dark matte plum, a beautiful matte brown as well. You've got a little bit of a light shimmery shade here. This color can be a perfect, like really soft, kind of unexpected light crease shade, and then 2 tones of blush. I was wearing this the other day. Stila really has a beautiful softness to the texture of their eyeshadows, particularly in these palettes. It reminds me so much of their like In the Light palette, In the Garden, you know, those little cardboard palettes that they put out. But this, you know, it's so compact. It's such a nice size. Today I busted out a blush that's sort of older, I guess. It's been around for a long time. It's the MAC Mineralized Blush in Warm Soul. Isn't that beautiful? And I think it pairs surprisingly nicely with that Becca highlight there. Here's something I've had in my collection for a while, but I don't really reach for it a whole lot, but my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil, the light medium matte bronzer. So I got Chocolate Soleil, which is deeper, which I've used for the longest time, but this is a little shade up. I contoured with it lightly today. I used it a little bit, you know, on the décolleté and kind of around the perimeter of the face, and it makes so much more of an impact than I ever realized. You know, it's not like it's harsh contour, but on my skin tone, light to medium skin, it still does really do something, and I kind of like that. Sometimes I look for products these days that I can apply in a hurry and they have a very like low chance of being screwed up. You know, some things are so bold and so vibrant. It's like if I had to put that on in a rush, I might not do it right. But then you get something kind of light like that. It's like, yeah, that can be swept on. No big deal. Not much concern, not paying much attention, and it can still work out. I also busted out this guy today, the Maybelline Define a Brow in medium brown. The first really, I think, of the skinny brow pencils. And it took brands, I think, a long time to really start putting them out after this. Like, this was on the market for a good long while, being its little skinny brow pencil self. It's really the same size as like a Brow Wiz or a NYX Micro Brow. And I used that today, and I was reminded of just how dry this pencil is. Even in comparison to the NYX or Anastasia, I find this to be an even drier formula. So if that's what you like, I don't know, maybe check this out. It's a teeny bit warm for me, and you can't really tell that because I've got like a forest of brow hair there, so this isn't really like being seen on its own. It's just filling a few spots there, but it's a very dry pencil, and it can do like little strokes pretty well. And instead of having the spoolie on the end, it's got a tiny comb. I would kind of prefer the spoolie, or what I really prefer to go through the brows, if you're trying to sort of move product around, is a brush that actually has ends to it, like this one from Real Techniques. That will really like spread out and clean up your product. Just gotta rake it through sometimes. Excuse me as my nursing tank top just kind of hangs out there. I think I'm actually going to do a video on the vlog channel all about nursing tank tops because I am kind of like obsessed with them lately. Just the ease, the comfort, the most handy things ever if you are a nursing person. And my uniform these days is the nursing tank top, the leggings, and the cardigan over the top. Like, we're good. But to wrap up this video, I want to mention like 3 totally random kind of just favorite type things that I would love to tell you about. The thing that's prompting me to even talk about random favorites is my little Bose speaker. This thing puts out the best sound. Like, it will fill the house with sound. It is so good. I got this for my birthday from Tyler. I had gotten one actually for my dad like a couple Christmases ago, I think, and he loved it. And so Tyler decided to get me this, and it's like Bluetooth, so you can play the music off your phone. It doesn't have to be like connected to anything. The little Bluetooth speaker can charge up. Like, this is gonna be great for out by the pool this summer because it can just run totally cordless, and I love that. I am hearing songs through this in like a totally different way, you know, compared to just playing it off my phone or hearing it in the car. This speaker is such good quality sound. And we even, like, based on how much we like this, we bought a new kind of sound system for our TV, a Bose like sound bar and subwoofer, I guess, speaker. They come together. That's what I got for Tyler for his birthday. We can't stop. But I love this little speaker. If you're looking for like a phenomenal gift for someone, that anybody who plays music, or, you know, it would play anything that I was playing off my phone, actually, because if you've got them hooked up and your speaker is on and it's Bluetooth connected to your phone and you're doing anything on your phone, like, it'll play the sound off of a YouTube video through there. It would play like anything, probably a podcast, an audiobook, I don't know. It's a great little speaker. I love that. Another thing that I don't have up here to show you, but I will show you a picture, the nose Frida. This is a thing that you put in your baby's nose when they're congested or they're stuffy, because Eve has gotten a little bit of my cold, but she's not dealing with it too severely. It's not bothering her that bad, but she's a little stuffy in the mornings. And I can just hear it in her nose, and then sometimes she'll struggle nursing because she's too stuffed up. Got this at Target. It is the best. You need some saline drops. Get some drops in there, kind of massage their nose a little bit, and that will help loosen up some of the gunk that's up in there. And then you put the end in their nose and you suck the snot out of their nose. Now, I'm not sucking it into me. There's a stopper in there, okay? Don't get grossed out on me. It's not what you think. It's not what it looks like. But you actually are able to suck the stuff out, and it's amazing. And I swear she has breathed so much easier after any time I've done that. So Nose Frida for the win. Thank you so much. And then Diet A&W root beer. My mom and dad love this. Anytime they come, they like bring a case of it, and it's so good. And I'm really trying to drink, I drink mostly water, but like once every day or two, I will need to have one of these. It's so delicious. And I know like pop in general, diet pop is not the best thing for anybody, but for a little treat now and then in moderation, some of that root beer. It's the best tasting root beer. And you make yourself a little root beer float if you want to really get crazy. But that's all. I'm going to cut myself off here. But thank you so much for joining me for this. I don't know how frequently I'm going to do this stuff. I guess just as often as I feel like I've got a big chunk of things that I just want to talk about. But this was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. And yeah, I'd love to hear your responses to different things I've talked about in the comments section. And if there are things you'd like to hear me just ramble on about in the future, tell me what those things are as well, and I will add them to my little to-do list. But thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.